Hello, crafty friends, and welcome back. Today I have a layout playing along with Mixed Media Mayhem. Here is the image that we are playing along with today, and I basically pulled the colors from all of those, I guess, abstract wildflowers is what I'm going to call them. And I am making a pocket page for my Florida trip that I took with my sisters and my mom and my nieces and my daughter. So back in June. So here are the basic layout here. So you can see that I did pull out this pink background page from 49 and Market and trimmed it to my pocket sizes. And so here you can see I've just pulled out actually a lot of different things from 49 and Market that kind of go with the themes. So this was actually the very first day that we arrived. It was in the afternoon. We'd had some troubles with our flights getting there, and so by the time we all got there, that we did have a little bit of time to spend some time in the pool together, and part of the group got there earlier in the day than the rest of us. So that's kind of why there's different pictures in various stages of the day. And so you can kind of just see that here I am auditioning several different embellishments to pull all of those colors all around the layout to add to each embellishment area. So, and I was also trying to make sure that I had a good mixture of colors all around as well. So, the top pictures are mostly, well, the top pictures, and then the one on the left there is just some pool pictures. Oh, cheers. Looks like I am having a glass of wine while I am working on this. And apparently I decided that wheel was too big, but honestly, I think it actually ends up on the layout. So we will just have to watch together to see what happens. So I think I get to the point where I'm done auditioning everything, and I think I break away and don't make you watch me glue everything down. Oh, see, there goes the wheels. I do end up putting it in there. So, and things do shift around a little bit from where I have them before I start gluing things down. Here you can see that I also was pulling out just some scraps that I had from previous layouts, so that blue, and decided to use that as well as another layering piece on this particular pocket card. So here you can see that I have this piece of one-sided paper, and I'm actually just using the back side, the white, to map my photos. And I actually do this quite often. Periodically that I go through my stash, and honestly, most of the cards that I have are cards, 12 by 12 papers that are just one-sided like this, that I got rid of those actually a long time ago before I realized I could use the back as white to map my photos. So I had recently been at a crop and had picked up a few of these thinner one-sided papers and just have them in a stack beside my desk to use for this particular purpose. So since a lot of these pockets already had several layers on them based off of the scraps and then all the embellishments and then the picture and the mat, that I thought the thinner paper would probably be a good idea to try and use in this case. So there you can see that I was actually also using some packaging to include an additional darker layer of that blue, and then the other piece I believe was a scrap piece of paper. And apparently I am making you watch me glue everything down as well. So we will just talk right through it here. So this particular one, I believe, what does that say? Something splashing? Oh, splashing good time. So, I kind of have just a mixture of words and icons just all around this. Actually, there's a lot of words on these pocket cards, but since you can kind of look at each individual pocket as a individual layout, I wasn't overly concerned with having all the words all over the layout. So there I did use a little bit of the washi tape, add this little flower and another word strip, and once I get that title down, then I think that ends up finishing up this particular card here. And let's see. Oh, just pulling out some scrap foam here as well to add a little dimension to this flower, since I wanted it to overlap a little bit of that piece of chipboard. So by using that gave me just enough lift to get it up over the top of that chipboard. So now we have moved on to this next card. And this is actually a picture of my oldest sister and her two daughters. And they were the first ones to arrive at the resort that we stayed at. And so this was a picture of them in front of, I guess, like a fake flower wall or something. I don't know. I think it was out by the pool or something. Honestly, I don't even know if I remember seeing that anywhere. Maybe it was in a hallway somewhere. But anyway, that was a picture of them together while they were headed to the pool waiting for the rest of us to arrive. And then this is a picture of my mom and one of my nieces, and just hanging out looking cute at the pool. I added these two flamingos that we saw. No flamingos, oh my goodness, flamingos on this trip, but for some reason that vacation and beaches just make me think of flamingos. So I thought they looked cute on this layout, and so I included them. I do kind of ground them, making it look like they're standing on top of that title there. So that wrapped up that particular card. And so now I'm going to work on this bigger one here at the top. And I did feel like I needed to put something along the bottom here because of that diagonal stripe, that when I cut the paper apart for the bottom three pockets, that the stripes didn't match up going down into the pockets, and so that way with this strip at the bottom that it kind of camouflaged that they didn't exactly match up. So kind of a trick of the eye to make it look like it was not as distracting to have it not match up. So here I kind of have that first cluster there above the photos on the left kind of worked out. And then here I think is where I start kind of switching things around just a little bit on the right hand side of this pocket page. And and I did need to kind of stagger the photos just a little bit because they didn't fit going all the way across. So I do get those down, and it does end up being a little bit lower than I think what I had initially intended. And since most of that wheel was going to be under the photos, I did decide to cut it off, and I can save it and use it on another project or another page within this album. So, and here's where that since everything kind of got moved down lower, that I do put this cluster up at the top instead of down at the bottom like it originally was. Now I do put some of these chipboard words around as well. I think I end up using everything that I had laid out. It just got put in different places than where I had originally had them. So, and of course, I go back in and I'm going to add some of these flowers all around, just to add a little interest as well. Checking that out, kind of making sure that's where I want everything, and then I think I start gluing it all down. So, um, we are getting into August, and school's probably going to be starting back up again. So, did anybody go on any great vacations this year? The summer or any time actually, that my husband and I celebrated 30 years of marriage, and so we took a small little trip just here um, within the state of Iowa. We stayed local, but traveled a few hours to the Mississippi River and took a riverboat cruise. So you will see eventually some pictures of those coming up. We also have another trip planned for my birthday in February, so I am looking forward to that as well. That we are going to Florida. And oh, here I pulled out that piece of vellum because the center of that sticker that I kind of wanted to camouflage the different colors coming from the pictures, since it was overlapping two different pictures, so that just kind of dulls down the color showing through there. So another little trick for you if you have a sticker that's got an opening in it and need to find a way to cover that up. So if you're going anywhere fun, leave a message down below. I'd love to hear where you're going or where you have been this summer. And, maybe I want to check it out, see if I want to make a trip there here somewhere eventually soon. So getting those flowers stuck down here using a little bit of liquid adhesive as well as my tape runner. Depending on what I'm sticking down, depends on what kind of adhesive I use. So here you can see I've got all my pockets here coming back together, and and I'm coming back in that on each of my pocket pages, if I have used any of these flowers that I have been adding, these tiny little like flowery jewels, and they've been on my stash for a while, so I pulled them out and I am trying to use up as many as I can, if not all of them, throughout this album. So here are the close-up shots. If you have any questions for me, leave those down below. And I also have links for my Instagram as well as some of my Pinterest boards. So go check out, see if you can find some other inspiration from me, and would love to hear any comments that you have. So thanks for stopping by. We will see you next time. Bye.